Okay, people, this is Dre Say. Dre Say, let's talk about it, man. Hey, we got the Houthi rebels here, man. These people are here in Yemen. They are rebels that have taken over this cargo ship here in Yemen, and they have made it into a tourist attraction. Hey, man, these people are real deal. While everybody was, watching social media, trying to see the who's and the what's on social media, and what's going on here and there, man. This stuff has been slipping through the cracks. Guess what, man? America and the United Kingdom are at war with these people, man. Hey, President Biden said all hands on deck, man. We are at war with the Houthi rebels, man, over in Yemen. Hey, check this out. Like I said, this is Dre Say. I have a lot of footage on these people here. I just found out about them myself, but I did research and get some footage, some information about who they are, what they're about, and we're gonna keep digging into this, man, and keep trying to find out what's going on here. All right, I'm gonna play this video, this first clip here. This is the Houthi rebels, and they are here on this cargo ship that they have taken over in Yemen. Here we go, people.
رسالتنا للعدو الأمريكي الإسرائيلي أنه مهما حصل من تحديات في البحر الأحمر ومهما عمل من إجراءات تعسفية ضد القوات البحرية اليمنية، فهذا لن يخيفنا ولن يرهبنا ولن يوقف من عزمنا وصلابتنا تجاه موقفنا تجاه القضية الفلسطينية.
Hey, like I said, man, these people here, they are real deal. It's the Houthi rebels, man. And hey, even President Biden has some, some words to say about these people, man. This is real deal. These people are something to watch, man. Hey, let's keep our eyes open, guys. Let's not be, um, you know, caught, what is it, eyes wide shut. Hey, man, this is Dre Say. Hey, on Dre Say, let's talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it. Let's keep talking about this here, man. We're going to find out what's really going on with this Houthi rebel people, man. Here we go, man. We're going to keep going with this here. Hey, people. Once again, man, here we go. These are the Houthis, man. So these are some of the information that I gathered up about these rebels, man, the Houthi rebels. Um, let's just dive into it, man. So right here we have a picture of some of the guys, front and center. Some of the Houthi rebels right here. These guys are real deal, man. They are here to stay, man. They're trying to make making a name for themselves. But hey, they're not some fly by night backyard rebel group that just popped up out of nowhere. As you can, once we read this here, man, we'll see that they have been around for a while. So this says that the Houthis have been in a decade-long civil war and say their attacks are in opposition to Israel's war on Gaza. Now, the Houthis emerged in the 1990s and rose to prominence in 2014. Now, this is a recent ad right here. This is just on the 12th of 2024 here. Following weeks of Houthi-led attacks on vessels in the Red Sea, the United States and the United Kingdom have launched military strikes in Yemen in response, which the Houthis have described as barbaric. Um, so they are saying that our attacks on them is barbaric. So man, we got to dig into this. You know, it's always two sides to every story. The Houthis are an Iran aligned group based in Yemen and have said their attacks are a response to Israel's bombardment of Gaza, and the international community's failure to put an end to it. So, the Houthis have primarily targeted Israel-linked ships, and in December, the U.S. formed a multilateral coalition to safeguard commercial traffic from attacks. The force now has more than 20 countries, according to the Pentagon. But who are the Yemeni fighters at heart of this escalation? So who are the Houthis? Here we go. The Houthis, also known as Ansar Allah, supporters of God is what they call themselves, are an armed group that control most parts of Yemen. So hey, these people are not, like I said, they're not fly by night. They control most of Yemen, including the capital. Hey, this is real deal stuff. And if it has gotten the attention of the United States military and the United Kingdom, man, this is real. So including the capital, Sana'a, and some of the western and northern areas close to Saudi Arabia. The Houthis emerged in the 1990s but rose to prominence in 2014 when the group rebelled against Yemen's government, causing it to step down. Wow. They caused the government to step down, man. Hey, while we're looking at social media, stuff like this is going on, man. Uh, so, so they caused the Yemen's government to step down and sparking a crippling humanitarian crisis. The group then spent years with Iran's backing, fighting a military coalition led by Saudi Arabia. The two warring sides have also repeatedly tried to hold peace talks. Now, however, analysts say the Shia group should not be seen as an Iranian proxy. It has its own base, its own interests, and its own ambitions. Hey, these people, man, like I said before, they are real deal. These are the Houthi rebel Houthis. They didn't just come out of nowhere here, man. So we got to keep an eye on this, man. And hey, like I say always, at Dre say, let's talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna keep digging into this and see what's really going on, man. Because something like this here, we overlook it, and this could mess around and start another world war here, man. United States and the United Kingdom is already involved in this situation. And we're going to come up and we're going to talk about what Joe Biden and the Joe Biden administration has to say about these Houthis.
The violence is expanding far beyond the war in Gaza. Pakistan has launched strikes inside Iran after Iran attacked targets in Pakistan. In the meantime, the U.S. says it hit more missile sites of Iran-backed rebels inside Yemen. Chris Livesay is in northern Israel with more on that part of the story. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. In the last 10 days in this area alone, we've tracked more than 30 rocket salvos coming from just the other side of this hill where Hezbollah is based. It's just the latest flashpoint in what's become a dizzying string of conflicts.
Just days after Iran launched attacks on what it called militant groups in nearby Pakistan, Syria, and Iraq. This morning, Pakistan responded, launching missiles on Iran's southeast border region. It says also targeting terrorist hideouts. Among the dead, 3 women and 4 children, according to local media. This as violence in the Middle East spills from one crisis into the next, following the Hamas massacre of Israeli civilians on October 7th and Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza. The U.S. military says it destroyed 14 missile positions in Yemen overnight, calling them an imminent threat that could.
You know who they talking about, people? They talking about the Houthis. They talking about these Houthis, man. Those Houthi rebels. These people, like I said, these people are real deal, man. Man. I wish I would have been knew about this, man. This is like literally brand new news to me, man. And I know it's brand new news to you all, but man, we need to watch this stuff, man. Watch what's going on behind closed doors. Stop watching social media all the time, man. Let's get into what's really happening around us, man.
Could have been fired at any time. Belonging to the Iran-backed Houthis, seen here parading their weapons in the capital center.
Wow. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. These are not missiles of just fly by night rebels. These guys are a real deal, man. This is really man, this is shocking, man. This is hey, these guys have some pull, they have some power, they have some backing. They have some backing, some heavy backing from somewhere, man, and they are really making an impression, man, for whatever it is that they believe that they're standing for. Man, hey, let's not sleep on them, man. Let's not sleep on these Houthi rebels. Hey, keep tuned in, man. I'm gonna make sure that we stay informed on what's going on with these guys. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah.
Sana'a. For months, the armed militants have been attacking merchant ships and the U.S. military there to protect them in what they claim is opposition to the war in Gaza, flouting repeated warnings.
These attacks are a clear example of terrorism, violation of international law, and a major threat to innocent lives and to global commerce.
Yesterday, the U.S. designated them a terrorist group, but they
Did you hear that? They have been designated by the U.S. as a terrorist group. Wow. Big news. Big news.
remain defiant. The Yemeni armed forces will not hesitate to target all threats in the Arab Sea and Red Sea, said a military spokesman, and to continue supporting the oppressed Palestinian people.
In fact, Hezbollah is vowing to continue striking Israel. We can still hear the exchange of fire all around us. This, as the Israeli Defense Forces say that the chances now of a full-blown war erupting here in the north are now noticeably higher. Tony?
Wow. Did you hear that? The chances of full-blown war are now noticeably higher. Hey, hey, man. While we, here in America, man, we're focused on, everything else, man. They keeping us out of what's really going on. Man, thank God that you know, we do have some venues that's really keeping up with what's really happening behind closed doors. Because this can be a real big situation, man. And these Houthi people, these Houthi rebels, they have said already that the strikes from the United States and the United Kingdom are not gonna come unanswered. So hey, man, these people are already saying that they're gonna answer back. So hey, we're gonna keep our eyes peeled and see what's really going on here on Dre Say. We're gonna keep talking about it. Yes, sir.
The US has struck Houthi targets inside Yemen in hopes of stopping their attacks on vessels in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. US Central Command says its forces destroyed 2 Houthi anti-ship missiles aimed at the critical waterway that were prepared to launch. A White House National Security Council spokesperson says the ongoing strikes are taking away capability from the Iran-backed militants. But a Houthi spokesperson said the group will not stop going after vessels they believe are linked to Israel and called the attacks by the US and the UK a, quote, persistent act of aggression. The US president admitted Thursday that the Houthis remain undeterred. CNN's Scott McLean is following this live from Istanbul. Scott, great to see you. We miss you in London, of course. So if the Houthis remain undeterred by this, strategically, what is the point? Obviously, the Houthis have been attacked by Saudi Arabia on and off since 2015. They've proven their resilience. These US and UK strikes also feed into their narrative and their conception of the world and what they want to communicate. So what is the purpose? Is it purely so that the US and its allies can say, we will put our money where our mouth is? If we say we're going to retaliate, we do.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Bianca, because there's no indication at this point that the strikes will stop on either side. The Pentagon said yesterday that, look, we never said that the strikes from the Houthis would stop immediately. And so it seems like this will continue on, because even though last week when the strikes began, a U.S. official figured that about 1/3 or so of the Houthis' offensive capabilities had been destroyed. And now there have been 5 rounds of American strikes, and they continue to come. There have been...
Wow. 5 rounds of American strikes in the last week here on the Houthis, man. So we have been we've been busy attacking. We're trying to, I would say, hinder their progress or whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish, man. But I tell you what, man, those Houthi rebels, they are not backing down either. They are continuing to strike back. Man, they have already launched attacks against 3 American cargo ships over in the Red Sea, man. So they are really becoming an issue, man, and a lot of other Middle Eastern countries have got involved in the situation. So it's not just the United States and the United Kingdom, but hey, man, this thing is something to watch, and we're going to keep an eye on this here at Dre Say, and we're going to continue to keep you informed on what's going on, man. Here we go. Let's hear what Biden has to say about the Houthis here, man.
American-owned ships targeted for each of the last 3 days. On Tuesday and Wednesday, by the way, those ships were actually hit by Houthi missiles, though didn't cause enough damage to actually prevent them from continuing to sail. As you mentioned, the Houthis say none of this is going to deter them, and President Biden had a pretty interesting exchange at the White House yesterday. Listen.
Are the airstrikes in Yemen working? Well, when you say working, are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes.
That's from the horse's mouth himself, President Joe Biden. Is it stopping them? No, these Houthis are continuing to move forward in their attacks. They're not backing down. Like I said before, these are not some fly-by-night backyard rebels that just popped up overnight, man. These people are here to stay. Even Joe Biden has said that, man. So we have to really keep a close eye on what's taking place over in the Middle East, man. We really need to know what's really going on, man. Let's stop having our eyes shut to what's really going down over here, man. Let's keep our eye on this, and I'm going to keep us up to date, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep up with us, man.
The Houthis, by the way, did make clear that ships that had no links to Israel or were not allied with the West were free to pass. In other words, Chinese, Russian ships, good to go.
Retired U.S. Army Major Mike Lyons is with me now. So these airstrikes, the U.S. has been hitting sites all in Yemen, different places where they say the Houthis are based. Are they working to stop them? President Biden said no. Will they continue? Yes. What's your reaction to that?
I think the president's being brutally honest, and that's a lot to do with the fact that our response has been in response to what they've done. And so it's not been escalated whatsoever. I think for us to restore any kind of deterrence to the air, we've got to go on an offensive campaign for the next 30 to 35 days, make it very crystal clear that we're going to take as much military capability away from the Houthis.
Well, how do you do that? Look, when we talk about
There we go. That's what they said, man. Hey, they're gonna have to. We're here, America, man. We're gonna have to continue this front. They say the next 30 to 35 days. Coming at these people, letting them know that we are not backing down either, man. So I tell you what, one thing about me, man, I bleed red, white, and blue. I'm American. Man, I love my country. And hey, these Houthis, man, they have already said that the attacks from America and from the United Kingdom will not go unanswered. And here's the thing about it, man. We are the melting pots here in America and even in the UK, United Kingdom, man. We have all sorts of people here from all walks of life, man. So we have to really be careful because when they say this, this could be something like, September 11th. Because I can, almost guarantee you that they have some Houthis here in America, there in the United Kingdom already, man, and we have to really um, watch this because you could background check and border check and all that, but a lot of times, man, people know how to get around those checks in the system and different things like that. There's always a way around it. Not to say, this is not nothing against any of our Middle Eastern citizens here that's here that's loving the country, that's here to grow their family, to have a better place in life and live that American dream and try to strive, and they want the freedom. They getting away from the nonsense. It's not in no way towards them at all, and not for anyone to think about that or try to go and look at noise, nothing like that. But I tell you what, we have to, keep our eyes peeled because these people, what they say, they infiltrate, man. They come in and they look just like us. They look just like normal citizens that's trying to be here, man, and trying to do right. So we have to watch that. When someone threats, where I'm from, man, that's something to take serious. You don't lay down on that. So I tell you what, man, we have to watch it. And hey, man, here on Dre Say, let's talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna keep talking about it. Like, comment, subscribe, man. We're here, and we're gonna keep on bringing this content up and find out and digging deep on these Houthis, the Houthi rebels, and who they are, what they're about, and what they actually are trying to stand for. Like I said, it's always two sides to every story, man. Here we go. Like, comment, subscribe, man. We're out.